Welcome to our final PFL Playoffs New York Media Day. We are going to be getting started with Biaggio Ali Walsh. So if you please have questions, please raise your hand. Madi, let's get started with you.
Hey Biaggio, this is Madi from Wisda Sports Media. How do you feel like your overall MMA journey has gone so far?
I think it's going well. The PFL has given me a great opportunity. The stage that I'm performing at is such a high level stage as an amateur. So I think the experience that I'm getting right now is very high level experience, and to be getting it as an amateur is I'm super grateful and I'm super blessed for it. And so far, I think it's going well. So I know this amateur record doesn't even really matter, but right now it's all about getting experience.
100%. And touching on the amateur experience here, do you kind of have a schedule or kind of like a timeline to where you want to be an amateur for so long? When do you first foresee yourself becoming a pro?
I think maybe sometime next year I'll probably turn pro. I obviously, want to get this fight over with. I'd like to squeeze in another one before the year ends. And yeah, I'm gonna sit down with my coach, see what he thinks, and then we'll be in talks of going pro sometime next year, I think.
Awesome. And lastly, from me, most of your fights, or pretty much all of them, we've seen you like show the high level stand up game. Do you think we see something a little bit different this time around? Maybe sneak in a little bit of grappling?
I don't know, in an MMA fight, anything could take part. You know, uh, what's crazy is in my training, I'm usually wrestling and grappling more than I am striking. But I have such a long career ahead of me that there's going to be plenty of opportunity to see my grappling and my wrestling. But I think, I want to be a very exciting fighter. And to me, people like to see people get knocked out, and they like people standing up and just slinging leather and not caring. So, I want to be an exciting fighter, similar to kind of like a Justin Gagey. But yeah, that's just how I like to fight.
Awesome. Best of skill.
Thank you.
Mills,
Hey, how's it going, Biaggio? It's MMA Locker Room, part of Pub Sports Radio. Is it okay if I call you Ali?
Sure.
Yeah, man, can't go wrong with the name like that, man. Let's just talk about your four-fight win streak, though. Your four-fight win streak. You're all coming in round one finishes. Is there something that goes into your mind once you actually step into that cage to where it's just, hey, this is the time right now, get it done right now in the first 5 minutes, or is it just opportunities that your opponents give you that you take advantage of?
I think it's the opportunities. When I step into the cage, I want to fight. That, and I think my style, I think I kind of just force my opponent to fight. And I use a lot of volume, and I'm kind of in your face the entire time, very high pressure. I think that it just ends in the first round because they might not be used to that. Who knows though? I don't know why they're quick finishes, but yeah, I just, when I'm in the cage, I want to fight. I don't want to, play patty cake. I don't want to be boring. I don't want to be a boring fighter. I want to be an exciting fighter. And I think that, viewers, they like watching guys that go in there and don't really care. And they just, not saying that I don't care, but I just think that that's kind of my style is I'm in your face and I kind of force you to fight.
Got it. And then Ali, let me ask you about this, man. Training over there with Jim Gifford, Extreme Couture, Coach Eric, and everybody. Can you tell me about some of the fighters that's actually taking time out of their own days or own journeys to actually point out tips to where you actually thought back, like, man, he actually helped me out like this. So is there anybody out there that's kind of taking you under the ropes over there at Extreme Couture?
100%. All my coaches and teammates are super helpful, and I love them like family. One of my main training partners is Maz Burnell. He's in Bellator. Jeremy Kennedy has helped me out a lot too. He's also in Bellator. There's an up and coming amateur has such a high level wrestling and grappling, and that's Blake Monty. There's just so many guys in there. Nicholas Mota, he's an up and coming lightweight in the UFC. There's so many guys in the gym that help me out, and I pick their brain. And Even Sean Strickland has cornered some of my sparring at the gym, and he gives me great pointers. And yeah, there's just so many. The gym's full of high level dudes, and I take advantage of that by working with them, sparring with them, and picking their brains because they've been a part of the sport for a long time and they're very high level fighters. So that's pretty much what I do. I'm very grateful to be at the gym that I'm at.
And then last to ask you about this, you got a lot of boxers crossing over to mixed martial arts and mixed martial artists crossing over to boxing with Francis Ngannou taking on Tyson Fury, with Sean O'Malley winning the belt in the UFC, calling out Gervonta Davis. Like, where do you think all of this is ranking at coming from to where boxers want to cross over and fight MMA fighters and MMA fighters want to do the same thing in the boxing ring?
I think it's all, marketing for sure and a way to get some money for sure. That's what I think that it is. There's two different martial arts. You got, boxing and you got MMA, and, to see them cross over, it brings viewership and people start talking about it. We're talking about it right now. So the one boxer I think that would be really good if he were to come to MMA would be Terrence Crawford. I know he has a background in wrestling, and I actually saw a video of him wrestling at the Top Rank gym, and I'm like, okay, well, if he were to ever try MMA, maybe just learn some grappling and submission defense, and he'd be pretty solid. But yeah, it's all not saying that they don't actually want to fight each other,